Proof. Narcissists have grass is greener syndrome. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get real for a second. You ever deal with someone who always thinks the next big thing is out there waiting for them? That no matter what they have, it's never good enough? Maybe it's a partner, a boss, a so-called friend. One minute they're singing your praises and the next they're chasing the next shiny object. Let me tell you something. This is the grass is greener syndrome, and it's a disease of the mind. And you know who suffers from it the most? Narcissists. These people are trapped in an illusion that happiness, success, love, validation, it's always just over there. That if they could just have something new, something better, then finally they'd be satisfied. But guess what? They never are. They leave good relationships. They abandon solid opportunities. They destroy what they have in pursuit of something else, only to end up empty, searching again, addicted to the chase. So today we're going to break that cycle. Because listen, success, happiness, fulfillment, they're not somewhere else. They're built right here, right now, in you. You have to stop looking for the next best thing and start being the best version of yourself. Because the people who win in life, the people who build empires, the people who have love that lasts, they're not out there chasing. They're creating, they're growing, they're investing in what's already in their hands. The question is, are you? It's time to flip the script. It's time to stop thinking the grass is greener somewhere else and start watering what you have. The power, the success, the love, it's not out there, it's in you. Let's go get it. Narcissists are addicted to the chase. You ever notice how some people are never satisfied? They get what they said they wanted and suddenly it's not enough. They're already looking for the next big thing, the next thrill, the next validation. This is the addiction of the chase. It's not about progress. It's not about building something meaningful. It's about feeding a hole inside them that can never be filled. They live on highs, new relationships, new jobs, new status symbols. But the moment things stabilize, the moment things get real, they're gone. They tell themselves a lie that the right person, the right situation, the right moment is still out there. They think happiness is waiting just around the corner, just one more step away. But every time they take that step, the goalpost moves. They chase love, but the moment it requires effort, they call it boring. They chase success, but when it demands discipline, they say they're meant for something bigger. They crave admiration, but when they're no longer the center of attention, they bail. And here's the crazy part. They don't even realize what they're doing. To them, it feels like they're pursuing their best life, but in reality, they're running from themselves. They don't want to face the truth. Happiness isn't out there, it's in here. They burn bridges, they walk away from people who truly cared about them. They throw away great opportunities. Why? Because the moment they stop chasing, they'd have to sit with the emptiness inside, and that scares them more than anything. You cannot reason with a person who's addicted to the chase. You can't show them the value of what they have because their mind is already in the future, already imagining something better. It's like trying to hold water in your hands. It just slips through. The worst part, they leave a trail of destruction. They leave people hurt. They leave businesses half-built. They leave potential untapped. And they do it over and over again, convinced that the next thing will be different. But deep down, they know it never is. They repeat the same pattern, blaming others, blaming circumstances, never taking responsibility. They never stop to ask, maybe it's not the world that's the problem, maybe it's me. And that's why they're trapped. Because real success, real fulfillment, real joy doesn't come from the chase. It comes from commitment, from growth, from facing yourself, not running away. But they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that the only way out is to stop, to stay, to do the work. Because that takes effort, that takes patience, that takes humility. And that's the one thing they refuse to do, because if they did, they'd have to admit that everything they've been chasing was never the problem. They sabotage good relationships and opportunities. It's not that they can't find good things, it's that they can't hold on to them. They can't appreciate them. Because in their mind, good isn't good enough. They meet someone amazing, someone who loves them, someone who supports them. At first it's perfect, they're all in, they're obsessed. They make grand gestures, talk about the future, promise the world. Then something shifts. The moment comfort sets in, the moment stability arrives, they start pulling away. The same qualities they once adored, suddenly they're too much or not exciting enough. They start focusing on flaws. Small things become big things. They convince themselves that they've outgrown this person, that they need something new. They don't realize they aren't running from the person. They're running from the depth of connection because depth requires vulnerability, and vulnerability, that's terrifying. It means facing their own flaws. It means admitting they're not perfect, and that's something their ego can't handle. So they create distance, they start fights, they manufacture reasons to leave, and then when they finally walk away, they tell themselves a story. It wasn't right. I deserve better. I need more. But what they don't see is that they're the common denominator. They're the ones walking away from happiness. They're the ones breaking something that could have been great. And it's not just relationships. They do this in business too, in careers, in friendships. Anytime things start feeling too real, too steady, they panic. They tell themselves they're meant for more. But really, they're just afraid of committing. Because commitment means no more excuses. It means showing up every day. It means being accountable. And when you're accountable, you can't blame others. So they jump ship over and over again, chasing something they'll never find. Because the thing they're searching for, they already had it. They just didn't know how to hold on to it. The grass is not greener. It's just different. The biggest lie people tell themselves is that something else will make them happier, that a new relationship, a new job, a new city, a new anything will suddenly change their life. But here's the truth. The grass is not greener, it's just different. You think leaving will fix everything? Think again. You're still bringing you to the next situation. You're still carrying the same patterns, the same mindset, the same issues. People think change means improvement, but unless you change yourself, nothing actually changes. You're just moving your problems from one place to another. That's why so many people repeat the same cycles. They leave one toxic relationship and land in another. They quit one job and end up hating the next because they didn't do the real work. The truth is, every situation has pros and cons. Every opportunity has challenges. Every relationship requires effort. There's no perfect place. You think that new job will be different? Give it 6 months. You think that new relationship is the answer? Wait until the honeymoon phase is over. You think moving will solve your problems? Your problems travel with you. The grass isn't greener, it's green where you water it. You want a better life? Stop chasing, start growing. Stop running, start investing. Start blaming, start building. Because until you do, you'll always be searching for something that doesn't exist. Fulfillment comes from within you. Ever see someone who has everything, money, status, success, but they're still miserable? They keep achieving, keep acquiring, but there's always something missing. That's because fulfillment doesn't come from out there, it comes from within. Narcissists don't get this. They believe happiness is something they can chase, something they can capture. They think if they get the right job, the right partner, the right house, then they'll finally feel complete. But the moment they get it, it's like sand slipping through their fingers. It doesn't last. The excitement fades. The emptiness creeps back in. And so what do? They go looking for the next thing. They convince themselves that this time it'll be different. But it never is, because they're looking for fulfillment in all the wrong places. External success doesn't create internal peace. You can't buy self-worth. You can't achieve your way to feeling whole. The only way to get fulfillment is to build it from the inside out. That means facing your fears. That means healing your wounds. That means learning to be happy before you get what you want, not waiting for something external to do it for you. Look at the people who are truly happy. They aren't happy because of what they have. They're happy because of who they've become. They've mastered their mind. They've taken control of their emotions. They've built their happiness from within. And because of that, nothing shakes them. They don't need the next thing to feel complete. They don't need validation. They don't need to keep searching. They already have everything they need because they've cultivated it inside themselves. This is what narcissists will never understand. They think the answer is always somewhere else. But the truth, it was never out there. It was always inside them. The only way out of the cycle is to stop looking outside for something that can only be built inside. The moment you understand this, everything changes, because once you realize that you are the source of your own fulfillment, you become unstoppable. Winners build, not chase. Successful people don't waste time running after the next big thing. They take what they have and they build. They plant their feet, they commit, and they put in the work. They don't look at the competition and think, maybe I should switch lanes. They don't get distracted by every new opportunity that comes their way. They stay focused. That's what separates the winners from the ones who are always starting over. The winners understand that true success isn't about chasing, it's about mastering. It's about consistency. It's about showing up every single day and getting better at what you do. Look at any great business. It didn't become great overnight. It took years of grinding, learning, improving. But narcissists don't want that. They want instant results. They want the reward without the process. That's why they never reach their full potential. The moment things get tough, they bail. The moment the real work begins, they're gone. They tell themselves they're just meant for something else, but really, they just don't want to put in the effort. The people who achieve greatness, they don't run. They adapt. They innovate. They keep going, even when it's hard, because they understand something most people don't. Mastery takes time. Success is like a relationship. You can't keep jumping from one to the next expecting it to work. You have to invest. You have to nurture. You have to grow. You can't build an empire if you keep tearing it down every time things get difficult. You can't build a legacy if you're always starting over. Winners commit, winners build, and because of that, winners win. Happiness is a skill, not a destination. Most people think happiness is something you find, something you achieve. They think once I get X, then I'll be happy. But that's a lie. Happiness isn't a place you arrive at. It's a skill you develop. It's a muscle you train. If you don't learn how to be happy now, you won't be happy later. Look at people who keep chasing, whether it's money, relationships, status. Do they ever seem truly satisfied? No, because they've never trained themselves to appreciate what they have. Narcissists are the worst at this. They always think the next thing will finally give them what they're looking for. But the truth is, no external achievement will ever replace internal emptiness. Happiness isn't something you get from the outside. It's something you create from the inside. It comes from gratitude. It comes from self-awareness. It comes from learning how to love where you are while still working toward where you want to go. If you don't practice happiness now, you'll always be searching. And that's why so many people, even the ones who have it all, still feel miserable. They never learned the skill of happiness. The moment you understand this, everything changes. You stop waiting for things to make you happy and you start making yourself happy. You stop chasing and you start creating. And when you do that, something powerful happens. You realize that you were never missing anything. You had everything you needed all along. Own your power. At the end of the day, everything comes down to this. You are in control of your life, not circumstances, not other people, not luck. You. Most people give their power away. They blame their problems on others. They wait for something outside of them to change. They tell themselves they're stuck because of this person, this job, this situation. But the truth, the only thing keeping you stuck is you. The only thing stopping you is your own mindset, your own beliefs, your own unwillingness to take full responsibility for your life. Narcissists never do this. They always have an excuse, always have someone to blame, always have a reason why it's not their fault. And because of that, they stay in the same cycle over and over again. But winners, they own everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. They don't waste time blaming. They don't wait for things to change. They take control and make it happen. If you want to break free, if you want to reach your full potential, if you want to live a life of power, you have to take full responsibility. No more excuses, no more waiting, no more looking outside yourself for answers. Because the moment you decide that you are in control, everything shifts. You stop chasing things that don't matter. You stop looking for happiness in the wrong places. You stop letting other people dictate your life. And when you own your power, when you take full control, that's when you become unstoppable. So stop searching, stop running, stop thinking something else will fix your life. You have everything you need inside of you. Now go use it. The truth about the grass is greener syndrome. Listen to me. The life you want is not out there, it's in you. Narcissists will never understand this. They will keep chasing, keep running, keep searching, never realizing that what they're looking for isn't in the next job, the next relationship, the next thrill. It was never about something external. It was always about their inability to face themselves. But you have a choice. You can either fall into the same trap, constantly believing the answer is somewhere else, or you can step into your power and decide that the answer has been in you all along. Success, love, happiness, fulfillment, they don't come from chasing. They come from committing, from growing, from building. The grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. where you put in the work, where you decide to invest instead of abandon. So right now, make a decision. Are you going to be the kind of person who runs every time things get hard, or are you going to be the kind of person who stays, who builds, who masters their life? Because I promise you, everything you've been searching for is already within you, but it's up to you to claim it. Now go out there and make it happen.